Bros, and welcome to the All Bros podcast. I'm Jonathan.
Nah, I'm Caleb.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we'll be talking about some adventures in hunting. Got one pop, actually. Yeah, sad day. We only just have one pop. And then since last week, we jumped straight to our main event. We'll be going over some Blu-rays that we missed. We got 2, but nothing coming out this coming week. These came out last week. With this week's sneak peeks, we got 2 trailers to talk about. Nothing with what's in the box, or I almost said nothing with what's in the box or main event of the evening.
Yeah, nothing with the main event.
Yeah, just skipping over that. So see you guys. And then after this week's sneak peeks, we'll be jumping into our main event of the evening, which will be our All Bros breakdown of Never Be Done.
Hell yes. For those of you that don't know, this was a movie sent to us by the director himself, Roy Tighe. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
How does he spell it?
Tighe. But his production company is Thailand.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I hope the G is silent.
Yeah, I hope so. If we're not pronouncing this right, we're really sorry.
We really suck. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, it's the story of Richard Glenn Lett, a comedian who suffered from alcoholism and just kind of shares his story. So go check it out. It's on Apple TV, Prime Video, and Vimeo.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Well, what do you say we get started?
Let's do it.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Donnie, and I host the Adulting with Donnie podcast. And this is not the show to listen to if you're trying to be a better adult. I started this podcast as a way to offload some thoughts that I have throughout the week. My topics vary widely every week. Movies I've seen, guns and gun control, sex, people that are stupid, why I don't care about celebrity opinions, TV shows, snowmobiling. The list goes on and on. I'm always taking topic suggestions from fans of the show too. So join me each week on Adulting with Donnie as I pour some bourbon and allow you to see the inner workings of the mind of a madman. Live free and rant hard.
All right, so first up with Adventures in Hunting, with Pops, we got a iHeartRadio Spider-Man, and this is coming to Box Lunch, right?
Yes, it is coming to Box Lunch. I'm a little disappointed this isn't coming out on, Pi Day.
Yeah, right? Seriously, though. That seems like such a missed opportunity.
Yeah, so it's Spider-Man in a t-shirt, so a white t-shirt, and it says I Heart Pie, spelled P-I, and then it has a pizza on it with the pie, or the symbol for pie, so the 314, and he's holding a pizza. The one cool thing that I really like about this figure is the web.
The web does look cool.
The web looks super cool.
And I love how the cheese is falling out of the pizza box.
Yeah, this figure's super cool.
It really is. Are you going to buy it, though?
Honestly, if this was just him holding the pizza, I probably would.
The web ruins it?
No, not the web.
Oh.
The shirt is what ruins it.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah, so if you were to remove the shirt and have it just be his costume and he's holding a pizza, I would probably pick this figure up.
Honestly, I feel this would have been a really good opportunity, or this is something they could do in the future. Reference to Spider-Man 2, do his classic Spider-Man 2 costume, have him holding that stack of pizzas.
Oh my gosh! Dude, that figure would be so cool.
Right?
Oh shit, now I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they haven't. I know when Funko first came out, they did a couple for Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, but they've never done any for Tobey Maguire's.
Yeah, they haven't.
Which really shocks me.
So that movie came out in
Like 2002.
Yeah,
but
2002.
I'm just kind of surprised that they still haven't done anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still Sony. It's still Spider-Man.
I'm actually kind of glad that they waited, though.
Fair.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love the old style of Funko figures.
Yeah.
But I feel like the bulkiness of the old model wouldn't have done that suit justice.
It wouldn't, especially how much like the webs protrude on the suit. Yeah, it really wouldn't look that good in old Funko form.
Yeah, so I'm glad that they waited to if they're going to do it. I'm glad that they waited.
I really hope they do. I want a Green Goblin and a Doc Ock,
dude. Oh shit.
Mostly Green Goblin. I want a freaking movie moment of him on his glider or something.
Dude, I would too. I would buy a Doc Ock and Green Goblin in a freaking heartbeat.
Right?
Sandman and Venom, probably not.
No, I'm good.
But I'd probably even get the black suit.
Oh, I would too. Absolutely.
Yeah, so if they released any from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films, I would definitely get the classic costume. I would get if they did the box, like the boxes from Spider-Man 2. Yep. If they did that pose, I would get that. I'd get Green Goblin. I would definitely get Doc Ock. Black suit Spider-Man. And honestly, that's probably it.
What if they did his first costume he wears in the first Spider-Man? The one he wears to the wrestling competition?
Probably not.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, honestly, unless they did a really cool pose with that.
I feel you'd honestly have to do like a movie moment where... And I feel it'd be hard to do when he's up against the fence and... what's the wrestler's name?
Bonesaw.
Yeah, Bonesaw. Him looking up at him. That would be pretty cool. That'd be a cool movie moment.
That'd be a really cool movie moment.
Like honestly, when they announced with the Spider 2014 not 2014. I'm sorry, 2018, right? Isn't that when the Spider-Man game came out?
Yes.
I meant to say Spider-Man PS4. I don't know why I'm thinking of the year.
Yeah, because we broke that down for episode 50.
Okay.
And that was back in 2018.
Or 2019.
2019.
Okay.
I don't know, because we started this in 2017.
Yeah, it was 2019, because it came out the same year as Red Dead 2. So, yeah.
So it was 2019?
No, 2018.
2018?
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
Yeah, it was 2018. Yep. Okay, we got it. Okay, anyway.
Hopefully you were able to follow along with that.
Anyway, with that, I was disappointed that I loved that they added Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man suit. Really wish they would have added the black suit Spider-Man costume.
I know.
I love the original symbiote Spider-Man costume from the comics, but I don't know what it is. I love the version that they put in Spider-Man 3. I just love that black suit Spider-Man so much. It just looks so badass.
Dude, I would too. You know what would be funny? I'm going to post like just the promo for this. I'm going to post us talking about the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Okay.
And try and see if I can get a clip of us talking about like the Funko figures and what figures would be really cool. And see if I can get Victor to be like, what?
Yes. Oh, we're such assholes.
Love you, Victor. I'm sorry we made you an addict.
We really did.
Yeah, he, a couple episodes ago, he gave us a shout out on his show.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, but he told us to go F off because we got him addicted to Funko.
You know what? Fair. I can't really argue him telling us to F off for that.
Yeah. Dude, that's how I felt when you got me into it. I'm just like, gosh damn you.
Oh. Yeah, but you guys collect them out of the box.
Yeah, well, he wasn't originally going to. He keeps the box. That's something he has on me. I don't keep the boxes.
Okay.
For certain figures that I feel are a little fragile, I do.
Okay.
But for the majority of them, I don't.
Okay.
So he has that on me. He keeps the boxes. I don't.
Respect, Victor. Respect.
Hell yeah.
If you are listening. I don't know if he listens to every episode.
He better. Otherwise, this joke that we're going to pull with the promo isn't going to work at all.
All right, so that's all we got in Pops, unless you have anything else to add to it.
Negative.
Okay. So moving on to Blu-rays, like I said, this is all last week's releases. So first up, last week we got Scoob. This was released on Blu-ray and 4K. No exclusives, just Blu-ray plus digital and 4K plus Blu-ray plus digital. That's all we got for Scoob. I have not bought it yet. I'll buy it eventually, probably. I'm just not going to pay like $20 for it. I'll wait when it's like probably 10. I'm probably going to get it on 4K just because it's going to look gorgeous in 4K. I mean, all animated films do. But yeah, I wouldn't really pay over 15 for it. Yeah, for 4K, I'm shooting for $15. Hopefully, I'll get that.
Good luck.
Hey, you'd be surprised. I'll go on Blu-ray.com like on Sunday morning, and I'll see a movie that came out a couple weeks ago already $15 on 4K. So you never know. So besides Scoob, we also got Gapone. Did I say Capone or Gapone?
Sound like you said Gapone.
Capone, my bad. And so what was interesting about this release, it just came with the Blu-ray, no digital copy or DVD, just plain old Blu-ray.
Lame.
I know.
Well, I feel it works because Capone didn't really get its big theatrical release.
No, it really didn't.
And same with Scoob. Unfortunately, like they didn't get it.
Well, actually, apparently
theater.
No, but apparently Warner Brothers is starting to release it in other markets that their theaters are opened. So I don't know. We might see it opening, maybe at like Cinemark or Megaplex down the line. I don't know. I mean, I really don't have any interest in seeing it in theaters.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know how well theaters are going to be doing.
I couldn't tell you. Beats me.
I mean, hell, we get dirty looks for not wearing masks. Like, at least I do when I'm at work, but I don't work around anyone.
Yeah.
But it's still like, I don't know if theaters are going to do well. I honestly feel like drive-in theaters are going to make a comeback. A strong
I feel they
comeback.
already are.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Water
know,
Gardens is making a killing right now.
yeah. And I know Walmart's going to try getting in on that action.
Really?
Yeah. I think they're opening up some drive-in theaters.
Nice.
For certain
Shows you
movies.
Walmart will do anything for money.
Yeah, no joke. But I don't know. I don't know if theaters are going to evolve.
They are, and considering, did you hear that Tenet's release date has been delayed indefinitely?
Oh, shit.
So Warner Brothers doesn't even know when they're gonna release it. So I'll bet you money that soon they will probably postpone Wonder Woman 84 and also Black Widow.
Yeah.
That
sucks.
I don't think we're getting any movies released this year, the rest of this year. That's what it seems like.
It feels like it. It honestly feels like it, and it sucks.
It does.
I mean, it's nice for us that we can do some of the catch-up on movies that we wanted to do.
True.
But it freaking blows. Dude, like, I mean, I told you this, but I have this Sunday tradition of letting my Brielle sleep in.
Yeah.
So I take Iris, and we go out on the front couch. She usually ends up taking a nap, and I'll turn on a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And so we ended up watching Thor: The Dark World on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot how long it has been since we've seen a Marvel movie in theaters.
Yes.
Like I kind of sat in there. I'm like, gosh, this feels right. But I also was like sad because I know that I'm not going to be able to get that feeling again.
Yeah.
For a while.
Honestly, I feel like, as of right now, I feel the only movie that is going to actually make its release date is Ghostbusters Afterlife, and that doesn't come out until March now, next year.
Yeah. I hope.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, no joke. Fingers freaking crossed. But, like, it sucks, because I hate waiting.
Oh, it's same. But at the same time, like, I don't want them to release them on VOD because I need to experience them in the movie theater.
Honestly, I would not be that bummed out.
I would.
Yeah, but like, think about this. If you come over to my house when Black Widow gets released, we could rent it and watch it and have zero interruption.
Okay, good point.
And we don't, like, that's like the perk of VOD, because then we don't have to, like, worry about getting sat next to someone that's ruining it. That's either laughing too much, too little. Like, if it was just us, we could, like, slap each other if that was the case.
Yeah, but with the whole social distancing thing, they have to skip a couple of seats. So I don't think we'd really even have that problem.
I know, but, like, people in front.
Well, I don't
that's mostly the issues that we've had with people. It's the people in front or people behind us.
That's true. Well, I don't even think people can be in front or behind you. Like, you can't have.
How the hell are they going to pull that shit off?
I don't know, but yeah, you literally.
That's like freaking Minesweeper level shit.
I don't know, but
I don't. Okay, I believe that with like normal theaters.
Yeah.
But, like, luxury loungers, you can't freaking do that.
That's true. Yeah.
Then you'd get, like, 2 people in the freaking theater.
Hey, I'm not going to argue that. We get a whole auditorium to ourselves.
Yeah.
That's how you see Black Widow.
Yeah. I want to see Black Widow in theaters. Like, I really want to.
Yeah.
But if it comes out on video on demand, I don't know if I could pass up that opportunity.
That's fair.
I would actually experiment with that. If they did what they're doing with what's that movie that's coming out soon where they're doing the video on demand release? Oh, it's Bill and Ted.
Yeah, it's Bill and Ted.
Yeah. So where they're doing the theatrical release and the video on demand release on the same day, I might experiment and see if watching Black Widow... Like, I'm going to go watch Black Widow in theaters.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to watch it at home first. Just to see what that experience is like.
So you're going to spend $30 on Black Widow.
Shh. She's in the other room, asshole.
I'm sorry. Hey, this isn't even a confirmed thing. We don't know if Black Widow will be on VOD.
I know, but if it was, I would experiment.
Okay, fair.
Just to see if that experience is at all good.
I don't know, with like a Marvel movie, it's a really hard sell to experience it first at home.
Okay, what if I have the surround sound box of like the speakers and shit that I use for my computer? If I were to get a projector for my backyard, put the surround sound around our chairs, and play Black Widow.
Okay, that's almost worth it.
Right?
Damn you. I hate you.
Like, I feel like that would be pretty freaking killer.
That would be super killer. Ah, you bastard.
Like that, I feel like that, it gives you the illusion of a theatrical release.
It's close enough.
Yeah. But I feel like that would work.
I honestly would.
Or
Your neighbors just need to shut the hell up.
Yeah,
For
or
3 hours.
ooh, I don't know how I would do that with a kid. I was thinking like we could also just put the projector on like the wall in the living room.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like if we did that and then just put surround sound, but I don't know how surround sound would work with a baby.
Oh yeah, Iris might hate you.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like my backyard's private enough.
That is true. That's a good point.
So maybe we could get away with that. And I could build a freaking screen or something to hold up a big old white sheet of whatever.
Yeah.
Like I could build a freaking oh my gosh, I'm building a backyard theater. Like I'm not even joking. I feel like I could pull that off.
You honestly could. This is what COVID-19's brought out of Caleb.
Yeah, I get real crafty. Anyway, so if we could pull that off, would you?
Yeah, that'd be worth it.
I want to. I'm going to experiment.
Okay.
with that.
Okay.
When Falcon and the Winter Soldier comes out, frickin' Bros Night,
Yes.
and I will work on the backyard projector.
Okay.
And we will do like a theatrical frickin' release of the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, I forgot Disney Plus doesn't release them all at once.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks.
But just so
whatever.
we get that like Marvel experience.
Okay.
Like I think that'd be freaking dope.
that would be extremely dope.
Yeah. I know what we're freaking doing this summer. Anyway.
All right, so moving on to this week's sneak peeks. First up, we got our first teaser trailer for the new USA and Sci-Fi series coming out next year for Chucky.
Is that the official name for it?
Yes, yeah, it's just Chucky.
Chucky?
Yeah.
I dig it.
I do too. I think it's definitely better than just calling it like Child's Play.
Yeah.
I feel the Chucky series has kind of gone away from the Child's Play name, which is honestly kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
'Cause
I feel like with Child's Play, like I don't know if people would know what they would be getting. Like I know that people know what Child's Play is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've talked to some people where I've talked about Child's Play and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "The first Chucky movie." And they're like, "Oh, yeah." Like they know the name, it's just they don't associate it with Chucky.
Can I smack them?
Yeah, I wanted to. But it's just I don't know. I feel Chucky's just a lot more direct.
It is. I feel whenever I say Child's Play and someone's like, "Oh, like the bag of candy, right?" That's when I really want to smack someone.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that just really irks me. Anyway, so with this teaser trailer, it's not really footage. It's literally just a pan around of like a toy store that's like been destroyed, picked through, and it's just like coming next year. An old friend returns, and then you see a silhouette of Chucky, and then I think it just like doesn't it just like cut?
Then he like sticks his knife
Oh
up
yeah,
and
that's
then
what it
it
is.
cuts.
Yeah, and then you get like screaming, title card, Chucky, and then you hear Chucky's iconic laugh.
Hell yeah. So is the original voice for Chucky doing this show?
Yes, Brad Dourif is coming back.
Hell
Okay.
yes.
Is it
Are
just
they keeping the model?
The what?
The original model?
Like how I'm pretty sure.
Or are they like creating a new?
I think he's gonna look the exact same he looked in Cult of Chucky.
I could live with that.
The only problem I had with the dolls in Cult of Chucky was the whole good guy voice sounded nothing like the original. I'm like, this is bullshit, but okay.
Hopefully he doesn't do that voice that often.
Yeah. Well, it was never that wasn't Brad Dourif's voice.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I'm just hoping they don't do that voice.
Oh, yeah, I hope so, too, because, like, the guy claims, like, oh, it's an original good guy doll. I'm like, bullshit, that is not the good guy doll voice, so, horseshit. But anyway, okay, is it just me, or the day, sadly, when Brad Dourif does pass away, do you want Don Mancini to retire the Chucky character?
I'm torn. I am so torn.
Because, I mean, they can stick with, like, Orion's Chucky. Like, Mark Hamill can continue to voice him. But with this Chucky, I'm sorry, no one else can voice this Chucky besides Brad Dourif.
Yeah, this version of Chucky, Brad Dourif has to voice him. Once he passes away, Chucky, that version of Chucky's over.
Yeah, he's done.
But I do want to see more of Mark Hamill's Chucky.
I do, too. So... fingers crossed. I mean, I'm pretty sure they already confirmed that they will be doing a Child's Play 2 for Mark Hamill's Chucky.
Yeah, but that's where I'm... Yeah, Chucky as the character, no. That rendition of Chucky, yes.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Yeah, so with this, I think the tagline was an evil too big for one...
One network.
Yeah, one network. So yeah, it's going to be on Sci-Fi and USA. I don't know how they're going to make that work. Like, is it going to be like I have to switch back and forth? Like, one episode's going to be on one network, the other one?
I think they're just going to release both of them on both networks.
I don't get that, but okay.
Well, I'm wondering if there's some plans.
Well, I mean, is the Sci-Fi only like a cable network? Because I think USA.
I think so.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
I know USA is like a basic network, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So okay, I get that. But yeah,
if they do a switch back and forth, that's stupid.
That would be really freaking stupid. But anyway, I'm stoked. I mean, it's Chucky, of course. I'm stoked.
Yeah, definitely a show that I'm gonna watch.
You know, I told myself, I mean, with Chucky, I'm going to, of course, do it. I told myself that with the Purge series. Yeah, I'm still only on episode 3 of the first season.
Yeah, but it's the Purge. Like,
Fair,
doesn't
yeah.
it follow, like, what does the Purge even follow? Or is it like an hour?
Yeah, so I think it's like...
So
like
it's a 24 ripoff.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, but it is kind of cool that with... the series, you do get to spend more time in the actual during the Purge.
I don't feel like that's necessary, though.
I mean, have you seen any of the series?
Other than I think the first episode, no.
Okay, so did you see like the whole when they were at that masquerade party and like the kind of face mask that they were handing out?
It's been a really long time since I've watched it. So maybe
like it was like Charles Manson and like all of these like famous serial killers.
What the shit?
Yeah, and the main lady's just like, oh, these are the people that took the what was it, like the bullet for us to be able to purge and like get away with it, not be arrested. They were like the not founding fathers of the Purge, but they were like the founding members of being able to murder. But now we can do it without having to face the consequences. And I'm just like, okay, I like this, but this is going a little too far. I'm like, yeah.
Ooh, and you lost me.
Yeah. I'm like, cool concept, but a little too far. I don't like bringing Charles Manson and those kind of people into a fake world.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Not the biggest fan of that idea, that concept.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I think it's dumb.
Wait, the Purge?
No,
ideas?
the Purge. The movies
like...
are good. The movies are fine.
Yeah.
It's the show. It's like I said. It's a 24 ripoff.
Yeah, that's
if
fair.
You're following 1 hour per episode, you get what 12 hours, and so you get 12 episodes.
Yeah.
And of what? It's the same thing. It's like, I don't know. I like focusing on one event.
That's fair.
Like, I'd rather watch like 6 different movies than 12 episodes of a
honestly, like
series.
thinking about it more, it's just like, yeah, I don't watch The Purge to like see the interaction between characters. I just want to see people kill each other.
Yeah.
As dark as that sounds.
like I want to see different circumstances.
Yeah.
I want to see a full night of The Purge from one person's perspective where there's just something different about it. And I feel like the first Purge movie, that was perfect. Like, it introduces you to the world without getting too into it.
I was going to say, which first Purge you talking about here?
Oh my gosh.
That's what I hated. So whoever decided to name that, such a bad, just a bad idea. Call it The Purge Commencement. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, come. Yeah. The first Purge was interesting.
Even though it was literally a home invasion movie, but...
Yeah, and then Anarchy was really good.
Favorite one by far still.
Election Year was really good. Like, because it's new stuff.
Yeah.
And now you have a timeline. You have from you have Purge, or the first Purge movie.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the first Purge movie. The first
I would just call it...
Just
call it The Purge.
Yeah, so I'm talking about the first Purge.
So like
the movie.
The fourth movie.
The fourth movie.
Okay.
So you have between the fourth movie and Election Year to play with.
Yeah.
That's a decent chunk of movie or a decent chunk of time of multiple years that you can play with.
Yeah,
and show us something different each time. I don't get the point of showing us 12 hours of the same freaking night.
Yeah, considering between the first Purge and the Purge Election Year, I want to say in Election Year they say the new Founding Fathers have been in office for 25 years.
Yeah, there's 25 freaking easy-ass movies.
Yeah. Although, did you know that they're coming out with, there was supposed to be, the final Purge movie was supposed to come out this summer, but now it's pushed back to next summer?
Really?
Yeah, I forget what it's called. But, yeah, apparently the fifth one's supposed to be the last Purge movie. Yeah, we'll see about that.
That's disappointing.
It is, but come on, we'll see about that. Considering each movie keeps making more than the previous, I mean, are they really going to stop with these?
Fair. I mean, I get that there's... I don't know. I feel like you could play with the world of the Purge a little bit more than they have.
I mean, considering all they focus on is murder.
It is. Like, you could get into some other shit. Like,
I mean, there's some stuff I don't want you to get into.
No, please don't.
Yeah.
But it's like, just answer the questions that everyone has. If I steal a car, is it mine?
Do I have to go to the DMV the next morning and get it licensed?
Yeah, if I go and, rob a store, I'm assuming all that shit is still mine. Or if I go rob a bank, that money's still mine, right?
Yeah, the owner can't show up at my door the next morning and be like, hey, give me my shit back.
Yeah, and then if it's I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of answers to questions that you could give us.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, also maybe show, the consequences of breaking a rule.
See, I want to know, how is someone gonna know if you purge 30, a couple minutes before the sirens start or minutes after they end, or the purge ends? No cop is gonna be out. I'm pretty sure, unless they start patrol right when the purge ends.
Yeah, there would have to be a shit ton of cameras.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And okay, here's another question. What if you stab someone at the last 30 seconds of the purge and they die after the end bell rings? What if, you stab them at 30 seconds, they die 3 minutes later? That is 2.5 minutes of them dying by your hand outside of the purge rules. Are you still responsible for that? are you going to get in trouble for that? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, see? Exactly.
Or do you have to, like, attempt to help them? Like, what are the rules?
James DeMonaco just needs to write the guide of the Purge.
Yeah, no shit. Like,
That's what he needs to create. No more movies after the 5th one. I just need a guide to the Purge.
Just a book.
Yep, that's all I need. All right. Anyway, we definitely strayed away from Chucky.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Hey, we got into TV shows. It's fine.
Yeah, you had to bring up that stupid show.
It's not.
Oh yeah, why are you only on episode 3?
Because it's a show and it's not like a 2-hour movie.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Hey, I bought season 1. Okay, so kiss my ass.
And you're still on episode 3?
Yeah. I haven't even opened it because the series is on Hulu.
Oh my gosh.
Shut up. So if you want to watch The Purge, it's on Hulu. Anyway, all right, next, unless you have anything else to say about Chucky.
Nope.
Okay, moving on to our final trailer of the week. We got our second, and I'm assuming final trailer for Bill and Ted 3, Bill and Ted Face the Music. So
We still haven't watched the first 2.
Nope. We're going to watch them soon, though. I finally found a double pack at Walmart for $10 on Blu-ray.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
So yeah, we're gonna watch those so we kind of understand what's happening in these movies a bit better.
Yeah, like how did Bill and Ted meet death?
Yeah.
Like how did that friendship form?
Yeah, I like this trailer. It's a good trailer.
It really is.
It just has a lot of stuff in it that we don't get not having watched the first 2.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a very nostalgia-based trailer.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with it at all. But I'm wondering if that's going to be an issue with the movie itself.
Yeah.
If it's going to be, oh, you have to have watched the other Bill and Ted movies before watching this.
That's at least how I felt it was with Dumb and Dumber 2. You had to have seen the first one to understand.
Yeah.
Harry and Lloyd's relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like a good sequel, like, okay, with the MCU, you have to have watched a good portion of the movies before watching Infinity War and Endgame.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine watching, like, your first Marvel movie is Endgame?
Yeah, I'd be, like, lost as shit. But, like, it makes sense. It's a 22 movie
story arc.
Yeah. Like, that's what it had. And I understand you don't have to watch them all. Like, I feel you could get away with
I don't know why you wouldn't want to.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't either. But, like, you could probably get away with not watching Guardians of the Galaxy, I feel.
You could. I mean, but they kind of do tease I feel you kind of do get to know Thanos a little bit in those movies. So, at least in the first one especially.
Yeah. Okay, fair. But still, like, there's some movies you could get away with not watching.
What I found really dumb about the MCU, not really dumb, but okay, at the beginning of Age of Ultron, when they're trying to retrieve Loki's scepter, I hated that you had to see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to understand that opening.
You don't really have to.
I thought you had to, because, like, all of a sudden they got the scepter at the end of the first Avengers, but then people will be like, wait, so they lost it again?
No, they never really had it in their possession.
Oh yeah, Thor took it with him.
No, like Hydra.
Oh yeah.
Which is like, remember, so with Captain America Winter Soldier, they show that S.H.I.E.L.D. has been infiltrated by Hydra. So they had possession of the scepter.
Duh.
So they handed it over to these agents. These agents took it to the secret Hydra base.
Oh my gosh.
So that's how they justified it. It adds a little bit more depth and richness if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But you don't have to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to understand it.
I totally forgot about that.
And that's something I really enjoyed about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They worked off of the MCU movies really well.
Yeah.
but they didn't rely on them.
Which is always a good thing.
Yeah, like they had their own story. Like one of the craziest story arcs was after Winter Soldier was released, they had, I feel like a small little gap of time with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where they're assuming you're going to go see every MCU movie.
Yeah.
And so they make a big reveal that S.H.I.E.L.D. has been infiltrated by Hydra in the show. Right after Winter Soldier. And it is not like, it's not spoiling.
Well, no, I'm only doing that because I regret that I didn't watch that right when it first happened.
Yeah, well, it came out after Winter Soldier.
Well, no, I mean, but like I wish I would have been able to see that episode right after I saw Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
but I feel the moment's kind of past now, but
yeah, it's but that was just insane. Like like when I saw that, I was just like, what? Even though I knew.
Yeah.
But I feel like after that episode, I watched Winter Soldier, and it was freaking glorious.
It is such a great movie.
But anyway, back on what I was trying to get to. The point I was trying to get to. You don't have to watch every single movie. There are some references in Endgame that you need to have seen each of the movies.
Yeah.
But you could probably get away with not watching a decent portion. With Bill and Ted, I feel like that's a fault. With how old Bill and Ted the movies are.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's doing Bill and Ted 3 any favors if they're relying too much on you needing to have watched the other ones.
That's honestly really fair.
Like, honestly, the only thing that I feel would kind of make up for that is if they do a quick recap.
I'm sure they will. I mean, at least
hopefully they do, because it's freaking 2020, and the last movie was like in what, the 90s?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so
like I was telling Caleb, I mean, I gotta see the first two, but for some reason, whenever Keanu Reeves is like, dude, I don't know why, it just feels so weird seeing him say it.
Because it's like watching John Wick say, dude.
Oh.
But super pumped for this movie.
I am too, even though I haven't seen the first two. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. It seems like a lot of love went into this one.
Yeah. So 1 out of 10 for the Chucky series.
10.
Same here.
No question about it.
What about Bill and Ted?
Bill and Ted? About 8.
I'm about a 7.
Okay.
And I hope that number goes up after we've seen the first two.
I'm very excited to see Keanu Reeves that young again. Because that
man does not age.
He doesn't. Because Bill and Ted was like honestly, like 10 years before The Matrix? Because The Matrix came out in like the early 2000s.
That's true.
So that's gonna be weird.
That's gonna be really weird.
I've never seen Keanu Reeves that young.
He basically looks the same.
I forgot about Speed.
Ooh, that's right.
Wait, but he was younger in Bill and Ted than that.
Was Bill and Ted his first movie?
It might have been.
I'll look that up
while
you get into.
Well, I mean, so we got nothing with what's in the box. So I don't know, Caleb. We kind of need to hurry up and get us information so we can jump to the main event of the evening.
Okay, I'm getting into it. Shh, jeez.
Come on.
Alright.
Your phone sucks.
It doesn't suck. I'm
kidding.
trying to get to the filmography, asshole.
I'm kidding. You could have typed, what was Keanu Reeves' first movie? Just saying.
Yeah, well, I don't think ahead.
That's for damn sure.
What? Alright, he was in a TV series first. Short. So his first movie was Youngblood.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, so that was 1986.
Okay.
Then Flying, The Brotherhood of Justice, The Night Before, Prince of Pennsylvania. So Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, 1989. So...
And then when did The Matrix come out?
Yeah, then The Matrix... 1999.
So yeah, 10 years.
Yeah.
Shit.
And he did a decent amount of movies before that.
What year did Speed come out?
1994.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, so then what year did Bogus Journey come out?
1991.
Oh, so so a 2-year gap between those movies.
Yeah. So he actually had a pretty busy year in 1991.
Oh.
So he had Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure in 1989. Then the next movie that he, like, going to his year in 1991, he was in a video short with Paula Abdul in a movie called Providence, Point Break, Bogus Journey, and My Own Private Idaho.
Damn.
All in 1991.
Damn, you go, Keanu.
Yeah, and then 1993, he had 4 movies released. 1 movie in 1994, 2 in 1995, 2 in 96, 2 in 97, 2 in 90. So then he's like kind of going like 2 at a time.
Okay. Damn. Wow.
Yeah. Freaking crazy.
That is very crazy.
And then he's just been in like little things here and there. I just threw out.
Yeah. I feel he definitely hit his second stride with the John Wick franchise.
Yeah. So John Wick was 2014. And then before that, he was like in little things. Just like little movies that I don't feel like many people have heard of. And then, like, I feel like after, it wasn't even John Wick that I feel brought him back. I feel it was like the third John Wick movie is when like Keanu Reeves started getting really big again.
That's fair.
Because it was like, maybe it was number 2 that did it. And then everyone got super pumped for John Wick 3. Then he was in like a shit ton of movies. Yeah, so he was in Always Be My Maybe, Toy Story 4, Between Two Ferns, the movie. He's in a video game.
Oh yeah, isn't it like Cyberpunk or something?
Yeah, Cyberpunk. In this new Bill and Ted, like, he's really come back with a vengeance.
Damn.
So good on you, Keanu. We freaking love you.
All right. Do you have anything else to say about the Bill and Ted trailer 2?
No, I do not.
All right. So
excitement level? Oh, we already said. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm dumb.
You're good.
Don't listen to me.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. So since we got nothing for what's in the box, what do you say we jump into the main event of the evening?
I say let's freaking do it.
All right.
Time for the main event.
It's main event time.
Let's play a game.
All right. So before we jump into our main event, before we jump into our main event of the evening, of which will be our breakdown of Never Be Done, we got a couple of answers from our bros. Caleb posted a question of the week, and Caleb, would you like to take over and read those?
Yes, I would. So we got a significant number of responses to this.
Woo woo.
So thank you, everyone that answered. So I'm just going to go down the list here. So starting off over at Twitter, first response we got is from the hashtag No Offense podcast at HTNOS. They said the obvious answer is Bert Kreischer.
I don't know who that is.
I know who that is. I really like Bert Kreischer. He's so he takes his shirt off to do his comedy. Like he doesn't do it with his shirt on.
I love it.
But he tells some like crazy shit, like some really crazy stories.
Shit.
So he's really good. I highly recommend him.
Okay.
And then Untrained Eye, or the Untrained Eye at the Untrained Eye Pod.
You're killing this so far.
I know. Shut up. So he agreed and says Bert Kreischer is the only answer, and then responded after that and says, "I know what I said, but." He would want a document, or did I say what the freaking question was?
You did not.
Okay, so the question that I posted for the question of the week was, what comedian would you like to see a documentary about? So HTNOS said Bert Kreischer. Untrained Eye Pod agreed, and then added that he would want to see a documentary about the guys from Drinks with Larry, which is a podcast that he listens to.
Oh, okay.
And I told him to, I'm like, all right, start filming. Like, let's make this happen. And so they actually responded, and we're just like, okay, we're on it.
Oh, shit. All right.
Yeah. Our next response comes from the Mixed Media Forest podcast at Media Forest Cast. He said Richard Jenny said he was so funny and an absolute inspiration. Unfortunately, at the height of his career, he took his own life. I'd love to see a retrospective of his life in comedy. Or in a comedy documentary. Or of his life in comedy.
Okay.
So this is kind of like a Robin Williams situation, I feel.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And I feel like those stories are the most intriguing.
Yeah, because it's amazing what people can hide.
Yeah, it's insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So thank you for that response.
Yeah, that was a really good response.
Next we got Susan Cartwright at Susan Cartwright 3. She said Robin Williams and Lenny Bruce. So I don't listen to Lenny Bruce.
Yeah, I do not know who he is.
I'm probably going to check out like all of these comedians. So give us some time. But Robin Williams, excellent answer.
Yeah, honestly, after hearing these responses, that's definitely the number one for me.
Yeah. Next up, we got Danny Medlow at Mendlow. He gave a bunch of responses.
Seriously, damn.
Yeah. Alan Park, Tom Simmons, Stuart Huff, Rick Shapiro, Steve Hughes, and Daryl Lennox.
You know, I'm learning I don't really listen to a lot of stand-up comedians because I don't know any of these guys.
Yeah, I don't listen to a ton of comedians. Mine are like mostly like bigger names, bigger named people. Just unfortunately, I'm not as like classically trained on comedians. My favorite all-time comedian is Christopher Titus.
Okay.
I also really enjoy Dan Cummins, Daniel Tosh, Chad Daniels.
My all-time favorite's Arthur Fleck.
Arthur Fleck.
Like,
so stupid. I also really enjoy like Jim Gaffigan, Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh, I
like
love
all those.
You can never go
names.
wrong with Gabriel Iglesias, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Is Jeff Dunham still doing work or no?
I haven't seen him do a show in a while.
All right.
mean, I'm sure he's still doing stuff. It's just specials.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I also really like John Mulaney.
I have no idea who that is. Man, I really got to get into comedians. Like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun stuff to listen to when I'm working because I drive for work.
What about Kevin Hart? How do you feel about his stand-up?
I appreciate every stand-up comedian and their work. I'm not the biggest fan of his stand-up.
Okay. You know, I can't really argue with that. I mean, I love him as a comedic actor.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Kevin Hart. I'm not the biggest fan. I love Chris Rock, though.
Oh, Chris Rock is hilarious.
Yeah, I've also listened to like some of Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, if you go like back in the old day with Eddie Murphy, yeah, he was really freaking funny.
Yeah, back like when he was on SNL.
Yeah.
That was like, for me, that was prime Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, wasn't that like the Beverly Hill Cops days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Around that time, yeah. Anyway, so like I said, I'm going to check out all of these comedians. We don't know who all of these people are.
And we apologize. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Moving over to Instagram, we have a response from the True Crime Theater at TCT4K. Said, can't go wrong with Robin Williams. Personally, give me the Patrice O'Neal doc.
I don't know who that is either. I'm such an asshole.
I know. I probably should have asked a question that better related. Because we're getting some like...
I can't remember if he does stand up. Patton Oswalt?
Yeah, he does.
He does?
I haven't seen him do a special in a long time.
Okay, I think he's a really good stand up comedian.
He's really good.
And I just think he's a really funny guy. So
yeah.
Wish he was in a lot more stuff though. But whatever.
Yeah, agreed. So next up we got Failing Hollywood, who also hosted the Winner's Circle that we were on.
Hey.
That we failed at miserably.
Hey, but we gained friends from it.
That is true. We did gain some friends. They said Doug Stanhope.
Gosh, I feel like an asshole for not
I know this is one that like I feel like I know, but I don't.
So far I only know Robin Williams. Like I'm one for like 35.
Oh jeez. Yeah, so you can find Failing Hollywood at Failing Hollywood. Next up we got Andrew Clark at A Clark Comedy. He said Burt Williams, which unfortunately I don't know.
Neither do I. No surprise to anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, so next up we got, I'm going to butcher this name, but Queso Craze.
Craze?
Yeah.
I'm
however the hell
Craze,
you say
whatever.
that. I'm saying Craze. He said, or they said Mario Tori. And then we got a response from Mario Tori saying Queso Craze.
I love it.
Yeah. Freaking in cahoots with each other.
Yeah.
And then our final response comes from Snatch Nuts.
What the shit? Okay.
And
I love it.
They said Norm MacDonald.
All right.
Which I think you would know. I don't think you would know the person. I think you would know the voice.
Okay.
So, let me see. Oh, he's a Canadian stand-up comedian as well.
All right.
As the gosh damn it. The comedian that we
is showcased in this documentary.
Showcased in this documentary. So he
proves how great we are with names.
Wow, I'm trying to think of a movie that you would know. Did you ever watch The Orville?
No.
Well, shit.
Orville Redenbacher?
No.
Oh.
Shit. You watch The Middle?
Yes.
He is Rusty Heck.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, so that is Norm Macdonald.
Oh, yeah, shit. He had his own Netflix series. I mean, it only got one season, but... Oh, shit, yeah, he's freaking hilarious. I love him. I would love to see a documentary on this guy. Sorry, I'm like fangirling over here.
Yeah, I'm so glad you watched that show, because I don't know. Oh, he was in Fairly Odd Parents. Norm, the genie.
Oh, yeah, he does play him. Oh, yeah, shit, I'm remembering now. Have you seen any episodes of The Middle?
I have not.
Okay, him and because he's the brother to Mike, who's the dad in it. Their relationship is pretty funny.
Yeah, he's also in Dr. Dolittle.
Wait,
the Eddie Murphy one.
Okay,
he plays Lucky.
I haven't seen Dr. Dolittle in years.
I'm assuming that's the dog.
I hope so.
But anyway, yeah, he is Rusty Heck from The Middle.
Okay. Yeah, now I remember. Oh,
yeah, like very, very distinct voice.
Yes, and freaking love that guy. I would love to see a documentary on Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, that'd be freaking great. So anyway, that is all the responses we got. Thank you, everyone,
thank you.
Easily making this the most responses we've ever gotten on a question of the week.
Just feel bad. We only know.
I know. This is a terrible.
We only know like 25. Actually, more like 15% of them.
Dude, I feel so bad.
Yeah,
I feel like I could have come up with a better. Like, if we would have gotten all this responses with something that we could have actually had input on, like that would have been great.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah. So, like I said, thank you everyone for answering.
Yes.
So with that, we can get into our main event.
Let's do it.
So if you are new to our to our breakdowns, we have a very mathematical system of grading movies. So we split the movie into 8 different categories that we individually grade to come to a final letter grade and percentage for a movie. So normally we grade story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, and then costumes, and then at the end we give it our own personal grade. Unfortunately for this, with this movie being a documentary, we can't really grade costumes.
Yes. Because it's literally just normal.
Yeah, it's normal
people clothes. Yeah.
And so typically, like in a normal movie, like if for a theatrical movie of any other genre,
yeah,
we usually would give like an average costume an average grade. But we feel that's unfair for a documentary. So we're going to grade...
Although, I gotta admit, Richard's glasses were on... What's the word?
If you say the word that I am thinking you're about to say, I
fleek?
will...
Is that the word? Caleb's about to throw a water bottle at me. So
yep.
If I'm not on next week's episode, don't question it.
Yeah, so we're not going to grade costumes. So that's like the one that we're not going to grade. Everything else we are going to grade, but we're going to manipulate the grading a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, not so much, because we don't feel good about grading character development based off someone's real life.
We'd feel like assholes.
Yeah, like that's what a documentary is.
Yeah.
So we're going to grade the story, and it's... Yeah, so we're going to grade story, and it's just how the story was told. We're going to grade the writing kind of the same way. Not really, like, because there wasn't really any writing, I feel. It was just kind of... The story and the writing, I feel, could be the same.
It could. I mean, like I feel there were no like instances of where the director sat down with Richard, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Sat down with Richard and he had like a list of questions that he was going to ask. It was really just on the spot moment, being like, "Hey, you know, like what's happening right now? What do you think of this? What's your plan?"
Yeah,
stuff like that.
So story and writing, I feel, are going to be about the same. Acting, we're not going to grade anyone acting because I don't feel anyone was acting.
Yeah, it's
gonna,
real life.
Yeah, we're going to just grade how we felt like the interviews were, like how natural they felt. Because I feel like that's the best way to do that.
I agree.
With character development, we are going to not really grade his story. We're just going to grade what we saw, how it made sense. Like if the story made sense.
Yeah.
Not like, so it's going to be a little different from story, because with story it's going to just be how it flowed. With this one, it's just going to be, did the story make sense? Like getting from point A to point B, did it make sense? Effects, it's just going to be more talking about the transitions that the director used. Music, we're just going to grade that normally because there was some pretty decent music in this. And actually some animation in there too. Or for, not... I'm sorry, we were talking about music, and that did not make sense. I jumped back to effects for a second.
I was like, wait, what did I miss?
Yeah, so we're not going to grade costumes, but we are going to give it like our own personal grade at the end. So hopefully this makes sense.
It's our first documentary we're doing with this grading scale, so we'll see how this works.
Yeah, so this is our first documentary, and
very excited though to break this down.
Very excited. So this movie was sent to us by, I'm assuming it was the director. It was sent from the movie's Twitter page. So I'm assuming it was the director himself that sent it to us.
Fingers crossed.
Tighe. Or Ray Tighe. Gosh damn it. I cannot read today.
I thought it was Roy.
Oh, it was Roy.
Yeah, so it's got to be the director then. Because, yeah, wasn't Richard always talking to Roy?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so it's got to be the director.
I'm freaking stupid.
Ray,
I'm blind.
I
I have my phone out, so I'm like looking at the Twitter page right now, and I keep seeing it switches between Ray and Roy. And I might be mildly dyslexic.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, so I'm assuming this was sent to us by Roy Tighe. And like it was a documentary about Richard Glenn Lett, who is a Canadian comedian who suffered from alcoholism, and this is his recovery and redemption story. So, do you have a synopsis of this movie?
I do. It's only on IMDb.
Okay.
It's really short and to the point.
Okay. We can still go through that.
Yeah.
So, if you have not seen the movie, I don't feel we're going to spoil this. It's
not really.
This is a hard one to... Like, I feel documentaries are hard to spoil, because we're not going to do it justice telling you the story of this man. Like I said, we're not going to do it justice even a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it does, the plot summary does kind of give away some details or spoilers for what happens.
Is it really spoilers, though? Because I feel it's the film itself is something you need to watch. You could have told me his whole story, but there's just something about seeing it.
That's fair. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, so anyway, continue on with...
So, it says, this 7-year journey chronicles the brash, once respected Canadian comedian Richard Lett, whose addiction to drugs and alcohol lead him to become homeless, estranged from his daughter and community. Never Be Done is a raw look at addiction and redemption. I feel that actually sums it up very well.
It does. All right, so getting into the story. What did you think of the overall story?
Overall, super good. Like the whole beginning with him saying was it kind of like a rap or a rhyme? What would you classify it as?
I have no freaking clue what that was, but it was amazing.
Yeah, that was incredible. I'm like, okay, this is how you start a documentary. I love this. I'm like already fully engaged, and it just kept getting better and better. Like the whole when he has to get out of his apartment, and you're just like, okay, so he has to be out by like 4 p.m. this day. Oh, do you think you're gonna get to that, Richard? He's just like, yeah, we can definitely do that, but then it doesn't happen. Just like honestly, like it was just like moment after moment. You're just like, damn, like what else can happen to this guy?
Yeah, it's okay. So something I really appreciated about this movie was that there wasn't any narration.
Yes, I liked that too.
I feel like the narration in a normal documentary, the narration freaking just kills me. It drags it down. So I'm going to be 100% honest here. We're recording this Thursday. I watched it Wednesday night around 10 o'clock.
Damn.
So I did put this off last minute, but I have a good excuse, baby.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah, so I was afraid I was going to fall asleep during it. I didn't end up going to bed until after midnight because of this documentary. Because I was so just freaking engaged in this story. And I felt if it would have had narration, I would have probably passed out. But
that's fair.
There's just something about following the story yourself. Just it feels like you're there with him.
Yeah, I feel narration, especially with this documentary, would really take away the gritty realism that you get from his life.
Yeah, definitely. And gosh, I wish we had the director on to like chat with us a little bit.
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah, just because I feel like there's so many questions. I want to like whose idea for this documentary? Like who was the mastermind behind it? I mean, I know you're the Roy is the mastermind behind putting it together.
Yeah,
and creating this super compelling story. But was it his idea to do a documentary on Richard, or was it Richard's idea to do a documentary on himself?
Like how did you know that you were going to catch him in like the worst time of his life?
Yeah. Yeah.
like
exactly.
That's like my biggest question. I'm just like, how did you know that like because of his alcoholism and drug abuse that like no stand-up show wanted to hire him like throughout Canada. Like nobody wanted him on a stage. Then he gets evicted from his apartment. Then he becomes like officially homeless, and it just goes from like worse to worse to worse, and then it starts to get better for him years later, or even like was it years later or months later?
No, it was years.
It was years later.
7 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it was. So it's just like the fact is, it's just like, damn, dude, you caught him at his worst and then his best. Like you caught like the perfect moments for a documentary.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, there's just so many questions that we have. But so we're going to have to assume, because we didn't think ahead and think that, hey, maybe we might want to talk to you. So hopefully we make some decent assumptions.
Yes, hopefully.
But like I said, this story, it's compelling because it's real. Like, it feels like you're following this man through his life.
Yeah.
Like, it's a shitty part of his life, and you feel for him. You feel so bad, and you also like understand the people around him as well, like what he's doing to them and the shit he's putting them through.
Like, I remember towards the end of the documentary when his daughter's like 21, I think. And she's just pointing out how, like, when he first started filming it when she was, like, 13, she's just like, yeah, honestly, like, my whole world was, like, crumbling with my dad, and I honestly had no idea. Like, I didn't know what was going on around me with him.
Yeah.
It just felt like he was still being my dad. Like, maybe he, like, was acting a little differently, but I never caught on to the signs that he was going through that much stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like, the whole,
and
like...
I wonder if that's just a matter of him being really good at hiding it. but from the looks of it, he wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, but like when you're that young, like you're naive, you don't catch on to stuff like that.
It's also like a matter of you don't know the weird shit that's going on.
That is true.
Until someone points it out.
Yes.
And you're just like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess that is weird. And it seems like that, like, or from what was portrayed, it seemed like that was what was going on with her. She didn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
Or she was just kind of blind to everything until it was pointed out to her later.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Every kid goes through that.
Yeah.
One thing that I noticed a lot with Richard in the beginning was there were times where the stuff that he was saying was really unintelligible. Like, there was some things that he was saying that just, like, slurring words and not making a whole lot of sense.
That's a good point.
Like, there were a couple times that I had to rewind and be like, what the hell did he just say? But at the end, when it, like, he's, like, recovered and, like, redeeming himself, he's able to put his thoughts together much more elegantly than he was at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it, like, you get this from his perspective, and it's great.
It really is.
Like, it kind of makes all that nonsense, like, I don't want to say nonsense, because it made sense to him.
Yes.
But later, he's kind of able to make it make sense to us.
Like he pointed out towards the ending, he's just like, like he was, I think like they went to, like the underground parking garage where literally all of his stuff was, and there was that one moment where he was talking to his old landlord, and landlord was saying, oh, you're not getting your deposit back because, you weren't out on time, not everything was clean, and, he was like literally, well, okay, then I'm just screwed, I'm effed. And he was telling Roy, like, oh, like, I just, what was he telling, like, Roy, like, I think you guys are, like, out to get me, I don't know why you guys are still filming, or something like,
along those
yeah,
lines.
and so when he, like, is looking back at that after all these years and he's clean, and he's just like, like, for me, that's, like, blurred to me, I don't really remember that, but yet, you have it all on film, and I can look back at that and be like, that's something I never want to be ever again.
Yeah. And that just really shows growth on his part.
Yes. I don't know about you, but, like, there's that one part at the, when he's doing a stand-up comedy show, and he's talking about, like, that one lady that, like, keeps talking in the audience. Honestly, for how angry he was getting, he kept calling her a bitch and, like, all this stuff. It felt like he was about to, like, freaking jump off the stage and lash out at her.
Yeah.
Like,
have you ever been to a comedy show?
I unfortunately have not.
I have been to one, and it was my favorite comedian, Christopher Titus, that I went to go see. He has a podcast, just the Titus podcast, and he frequently talks about people that are disruptive and rude during a comedy show, and how, like, people will haggle him, if that's the word. I think that's, yeah, not haggle. Basically just harass him on stage. And he talks about how veteran comedians, people that have been in the comedy scene for a while, they have ways of just tearing those types of people down. And if they keep getting disruptive, then they get security to come and, like, remove the person. And that scene stood out to me a lot because it didn't feel like he knew how to handle her.
It's very true. It did seem like that.
Like, from what Titus says, he's able to basically just give it back to the people that are harassing him.
Okay.
But keep the tone of the show light and, like, with keep it light.
Yeah.
So he doesn't ruin the tone of the show, or he just doesn't ruin the tone of the room.
Okay.
Because comedians, and I don't know what it's like to be a comedian. This is all just speculation.
Yeah.
But comedians, they work off of the vibes in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And when you darken those vibes too much, you lose the lighthearted laughter that you're supposed to get from people. And I feel like when he was just ripping that lady a new asshole, it ruined the vibe in the room. And I love that that's partially the reason why I enjoyed the lack of narration, because I feel like narrating over what he was doing would have detracted from what was happening in that room.
Absolutely.
Like, you could feel the vibes just going from like really lighthearted and then just drop.
Yeah.
And you're just like, ooh, okay. And yeah, and that's a tough thing as a comedian. I feel like just getting hassled like that would be freaking irritating.
Seriously though.
But like, I definitely feel like that lady was in the wrong until like it swapped who I felt was in the wrong. Like, as soon as he started like getting on, like, he tried to lighten it up, like lighten the mood up, because he was actually supposed to, if I'm not mistaken, during that set, he was supposed to try and keep it clean, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Yep.
And then it just ruined it.
Yeah.
And then he got like all types of just dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not perverted.
Yeah, sorry.
Just
dirty.
I mean, you could definitely say that it perverted what the set was supposed to be. And it was interesting seeing him interact with other comedians as well. Like when the ones that were talking about him, I didn't catch their names, unfortunately.
I mean, there was quite a lot.
Yeah, there was. But it was interesting, like, just, I know, like, this is all, like I said, I don't know what it's like being a comedian, but from what I've heard, comedians like to BS with each other. They try out new material on each other. They just like to BS, and when they're just comedians, they get into like some really dark spaces. Not mentally, it's just they can tell more inappropriate jokes with each other, or jokes that aren't great for the public.
Yeah.
Just to kind of see, like, gauge a reaction off of other people.
Okay.
I don't feel like he had that with those other people. Like, because he started getting, like, super dark, and the two people that were listening to him abandoned him. One of the comedians walked inside and left, and one of the ladies took off.
Yeah, like, wasn't there one kid? I think he was. I think it was kind of like an up and coming comedian. He's just like, like, I thought we were cool, but then he introduces me as like an effing C word, or like something like
that. And someone that's like wasting his life and wasting his time and everyone else's time, and
you're just like,
damn. Like, that would be really tough. Like, I don't know how. Like, I'm sure we didn't get to see like his set after that, but it's just after someone introduces you like that, how do you recover?
Seriously though, it's like, well, that would just happened.
Yeah, I would not know how to handle that situation, and props to just comedians in general.
Right?
They
Seriously,
deal with a lot of shit.
They really do.
But anyway, so with Richard, it was interesting hearing him talk. The contrast between his talks at the beginning versus his talks at the end. Like, it was almost like in the beginning, his talks, he was trying to get deep.
Yeah.
Or he was trying to be deep with his thoughts, and it just wasn't working for him. Like, you kind of see where he was coming from with like the chats that he was having, but it wasn't until the end, until after he kind of fixed his situation, that he started to get really deep.
That's a very good point.
And I feel like there's a difference between getting high and drunk and just wasted deep.
Yeah.
Where you start saying stupid shit. And then once you are like the sober thoughts that you have, and like, I feel like there's the difference is like, one's you're trying to get into the secrets of the universe, and the other one's you're just getting into the secrets of yourself, of your own soul.
It's very true.
And I feel like that ends up working better for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story was freaking compelling as hell.
It's seriously, I was never bored. Never.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah. I was captivated from the first second, literally.
Yeah. So where are you sitting at with the story?
I'm like, I'm definitely in the 90s.
I am as well.
Like I'm thinking like a solid 90. Or would you go higher?
I'm about solid 90 as well.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah, what little issues that I did have, if any, I think like most of the, like with how the story was presented, it was really, really good.
Yeah, so good.
Like, I never felt lost in the story. Whenever Richard was talking, I felt lost. But when it came to the story and, like, just the progression of him as a person and everything that was going on around him, that's where I felt like everything flowed really well. So, more than happy to give it a 90.
Hell yeah.
Next up, we got writing. So, like I said, we can't grade writing normally.
Yeah.
So we got to put it kind of on the same
levels as
maybe not necessarily writing. Maybe it's the manner in which the story was told.
Okay.
Which I felt maybe did better than the story.
I can agree with you there.
Like, I think everything was presented to us in a really good chronological way, where it wasn't confusing at all. It wasn't confusing to follow.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I never got confused of like how when he got evicted to when say like he was at the homeless shelter. I'm like, okay, wait, how the hell did that happen? That was never the case.
Yeah, I appreciated that they kept it chronological.
Yes,
that they didn't try to jump around from like homeless and be like, what happened, and then go back to what happened.
Yeah, I really appreciated
which
that.
You could have very easily done, but I'm glad that he chose not to.
I am too.
So I'm higher. I'm not quite in the 95 range for that yet.
Like 93?
I'm like 93, 94. So I can do 93.
Okay. 93 it is.
Hell yeah. Alright, acting. Which, like we said, we are going to just be grading the interviews themselves. And how natural they felt and how real they felt. Which, unlike other documentaries, this felt really real.
So, like, there was no mic hooked up to Richard. There was no, like, oh, I need you to sit right
Well, there
here.
was a mic.
Okay,
like,
yeah, sorry.
But it's just, it seemed like he always just had it hooked up to him.
Yeah, okay, sorry. But, you know, like, there wasn't, like, a specific chair that Roy wanted Richard to sit in. It literally would just be like, okay, Roy, like, you're, you know, like, say, like, not Roy, I'm sorry. Richard, he'd be, like, sitting on the couch, or he just woke up from a nap, like, the one night when he's, like, getting ready to move, he's like, you know, I just took a cat nap, I'll be ready for the rest of the night. Like, it's interviews like that, I'm just like, damn, this is so realistic, and I love it.
Yeah, it seriously just felt like he was following around a friend.
Yeah.
And just recording random stuff that was happening. And I really, really liked that. And So definitely when he was talking to Richard, there was never a time, like you said, that where he's sitting down in a staged area.
Yeah.
Chatting or whatever. It was always during whatever he was doing.
Yeah, from his apartment to the streets.
Yeah, even with like the other interviews, like with the other comedians, it was outside the comedy club.
Yeah.
It was in different rooms, in between a doorway.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't like, even with like the daughter, it was just wherever she happened to be. Was her name Kathleen?
I think so.
Yeah, the not girlfriend.
Oh, I think that was her name. Kathleen.
Yeah, she, like, honestly, her interviews were the only ones that felt like they were even a little bit staged. But even then, it didn't.
Yeah, her name was Kathleen. And
okay.
then his daughter was named Brianna.
Right. Yeah, so, like I said, Kathleen was the only one that felt like she was staged even a little bit.
Yeah.
But even then, not really. She was sitting on a couch.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably just how her house was set up.
That's true.
So, everything felt really natural. Very, like we've said, very real. Shit, am I in the 90s for this?
I think
Like,
I think we are.
Yeah. Where are you at?
I'd honestly say I'm like either the exact same as writing or maybe a little lower. I mean, what do you think?
I'm about the same as writing as well.
93?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to, like, I'm trying my best to be like as fair of a critic of this as I can.
I feel
but
it's really hard to be critical on a documentary.
Not really.
Okay.
So when it comes to story, writing, and development with a typical documentary,
yeah,
I feel you can be really critical of that.
Okay.
Because I feel like some documentaries, they know they're boring. So they try to make it not boring, playing some Quentin Tarantino timeline bullshit.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, but Roy, it's like he knew that this wasn't boring.
Yeah.
I feel like he knew that he wasn't going to do the narration. So when he didn't, and the story just worked, like, when a story works, it works. With a documentary, I feel like, or with a typical documentary, I feel like they can get really convoluted in the way that they do shit.
Yeah.
But he kept it simple, and it worked really well in his favor.
It really did.
So it's hard to dock anything when he did it right. So, shit. Not saying I want to be harsh on this movie. It's just, being fair, it's hard to.
Yeah, it really is.
So anyway, moving on to character development, which we decided it's just not really grading his story as a character. It's just, not
kind of
really,
like the way his story was told.
Yes.
Okay.
Which, didn't we do that with story though?
A little bit.
Okay, how do we differentiate this one though? I feel like I should have written notes because we talked about this and I forgot.
Yeah, we did.
How we did, or what we talked about. Because with the story, it was how it was told.
Yeah.
The character development, did it make sense?
And in this case, it definitely did.
Yeah, it definitely made sense. Everything made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I feel what got docked in story, because I might be higher with development.
Okay.
What got docked in story for me was just kind of the unintelligible stuff that Richard was saying when he was kind of doped up or drunk or whatever. That's kind of what brought it down.
Okay.
Development wise, it makes sense.
Yeah, that kind of stuff works in character development's favor.
Yeah. Like you see him as a person just get broken down, and then he builds himself back up. And I feel like this shows that it doesn't take an hour to do. It doesn't take an hour to frickin' change a person.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a day, a week. It doesn't take a month even to change a person. It takes years of hard work. And he talks about that.
Yep.
Like Richard talks about that. He talks about the hard work that he's been putting himself through. He talks about just the craziness.
Yeah.
Like he even gets into like how hard it is to maintain. But with the type of life that he's living, he's happy with it. So it's worth maintaining. So this might be the highest grade for me personally. I'm in like the 95.
That's
range.
exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
95.
Yeah. Super good. Super freaking good. Do you have anything you wanted to...
No, I mean, I just want to point this out. I thought it was very interesting. What was it, like 7 years later after like the... What was it? Like, doesn't...
So it was like evicted, homeless for a few months, and then it was just... And then I think it cut to 7 years later.
Okay. So when he's like kind of reminiscing about the 7 years before, found it interesting when he brings up the whole like writing on his walls. He said if a doctor would have seen this, I would have been committed to like a psychiatric ward like that.
Yeah. Like, I would have loved to examine that wall, though.
I would have too. Just like
just to see like what craziness is on there.
I'm seriously, I want to go back and watch this and just pause at like the best shot that I can get of the wall and just like zoom in and just see as much as I can, as much as I can make out of what is written on that wall.
Yeah, because there's like a time, like the only thing that I was able to make out was like the new stuff he was writing.
Yeah.
And when he was talking about like, this is what's wrong with my life, more or less. And like that stuff made sense.
Yes.
It was everything in the background that I'm like, this would be interesting to examine.
Yeah, right?
So, Roy, if you have pictures of that wall,
please send them our way.
We would love to just look them over. Oh. All right, next up we got effects, which there wasn't really any effects other than, well, there was an animation when it was explaining the story of Brianna's tattoos.
The koi fish.
Yeah, and then I think we could also do the cuts.
That's true. Cuts. Should we do camera work?
Yeah, we can do camera work.
Okay.
So you want to start off?
Yeah, sure. I mean, what should we start off with talking about?
Let's do camera work.
Okay. Honestly, really, really good. I mean, there were some parts that, like especially like when he's underground with Richard and he's talking to his landlord and like Roy kind of has to like kind of be back and not like up close, and you know you'd be like, oh, you know, like I wish you'd be more close up, but then at the same time you're just like, well, no, this is like for his own safety. But honestly, like Roy does some really, really good camera work in this movie or documentary.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I don't think it was him that was doing the.
Oh yes, sorry, the director of photography. Does it?
Yeah, let me see if I can find his name. You can keep going.
Okay. Excuse me. But yeah, so I don't know, like from like the filming of the comedy club skits, especially I don't know if it was filmed during this documentary, but that like song that Richard sings, holy shit, that song was dark about like that murderer guy that like killed over like 20 ladies, wasn't it like 20 something?
Yeah.
Might have actually been more than that. I'm like, damn, okay. But like honestly, I like it's hard to grade camera work with the documentary, but I really didn't have any problems with camera work, because any problems that I had, like I wish it was like they could have been closer up to the situation. The reason why they were pulled back, it was for their own safety, kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the cinematographer was,
That's what it is.
however you say his name, Graham?
Graham?
Graeme?
I mean, that could be another way to spell Graham.
Okay, yeah, Graham Morgan.
Okay, either Graham or Graham, whichever.
Yeah. So he was the cinematographer.
Fantastic job.
They also had Adam Tyree, that was the editor.
Fantastic job.
Fantastic job. Andy Hemp, color.
Great job as well.
And Cameron Combe did sound design.
Fantastic. Everyone that was behind the scenes of this documentary, fantastic. Excellent job.
Yeah. Way to make this super easy for us to grade, guys.
I mean, speaking of the animation, that was honestly really cool. Like the whole swimming up to the top of the waterfall, becomes a dragon. The animation on that was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. It was super solid.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't have, like, the only gripe that I can think of is maybe the quality of animation, but it's also, how high budget do you want to freaking go with the animation in a documentary?
Exactly.
Like, it makes sense. It's not supposed to, it's supposed to just convey the story.
Yeah.
And it did.
Mm-hmm.
It did exactly what it was supposed to do. Doesn't need to be freaking like Avatar level shit.
Yeah, no.
But, I mean, it worked.
Speaking of Avatar, I finally watched that movie.
And?
The graphics were really cool. Story kind of sucked.
Oh, really?
Wait, we're talking about the same, like, one with blue people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Duh.
Well, you know, like, there's
Dude,
Avatar and Avatar The Last Airbender.
No, there is Avatar, and there is that abomination that M. Night Shyamalan made.
But yeah, that was quite a movie. And the whole, like, I did not expect the avatars to be that damn tall. Like, holy shit. Like, yeah, that, like, threw me through. I'm like, gosh damn. Like, shit. Like, when Zoe Saldana's avatar is holding Jake Sully, I'm like, this is weird. I don't like how big they are. I don't know why. That was, like, one of my biggest gripes with the movie. I'm like, they're too big when it comes to humans. I don't like it. But anyway, sorry, getting back to
This movie.
an actual good movie. At least to me.
Like, honestly, it's hard to dock this for anything, because all, like, the transitions, they worked.
Yeah, they really did.
Like, all the cuts worked, everything worked for this movie. Was it simple? Absolutely.
But I feel with this kind of documentary, it makes the most sense. You don't want anything flashy when it comes to camera work, effects, nothing like that.
Yeah.
It kind of detracts from the gritty realness of this documentary.
Yeah. And it's like it's I don't know how to explain this film. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's good. It's really good. It's
almost too good.
No, it's not.
Kidding.
It's not.
I'm
like,
just kidding.
No, it's yeah, it's super good. It's just Gosh damn it. Like, how do you explain this?
You took away his speech, Roy.
It's
Take that
like,
as a compliment.
I'm trying to compare this to something. It's... Son of a bitch. I can't... I don't know how to piece this together. Okay. It's like homemade cookies.
Okay.
It's like homemade chocolate chip cookies. There's not much to it, but it works. But it's like you can't argue with a freaking classic. And this is a classic documentary. A style that
true.
I would love to watch more of.
I would as well.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just you can't mess with simplicity.
You really can't.
It's just like I said, it's like homemade cookies. You bake them, you put them together. Like it's simple. It's simple work. It's almost like it's super simple work, but you can't argue with how good the product is that comes out.
Exactly.
Like you could try. You could definitely try. Like we could be freaking bitches and be like, yeah, well the transitions were super basic. No shit. It's like I said, it's with cookies. You can just say like, oh, well they were just basic chocolate chip cookies. And
It's like, what
you can't argue with that.
Did you want Richard to appear on the screen and like pull the picture to the next clip?
Yeah, like you can't overcomplicate it. You can't do just like a close up on his face and then fade and like in and out, and it just doesn't work. Yeah, it's too much. That's like putting frosting on a chocolate chip cookie.
Ugh.
Yeah, freaking disgusting.
Yeah, that is something I refuse to do.
Okay, honestly, if I hope he does, but if Roy listens to this, I want to know if this is like the weirdest review you've ever gotten for this. Because I'm comparing it to a chocolate. I'm comparing your movie to a chocolate chip cookie. You can't mess with
the classics
with simplicity. You can't.
Simplicity.
Yeah,
sorry.
you can't mess with it.
Yeah.
It's like you can't mess with what works.
Yeah.
And everything he did works. Like we could be freaking assholes and just be like, oh well, they could have done this better. No, you couldn't.
Yeah. Be like, there wasn't enough fade outs for me.
Yeah, like it's like your fade of black was too sudden. What?
It's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, like it's hard for me to be critiqueful of something that works.
Same. Absolute same.
So once again, I'm in the frickin' 90s. Thanks, Roy. Where are you at?
I don't know, just for how good it works, I'm at like a 90. I'm between like a 93 and a 95.
94?
Deal.
You can't frickin' argue with that. Alright, next up, music.
I mean, Richard's song, that's like 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Go download that on Spotify.
Hell yeah. This is another thing. The use of music. There wasn't very much music in it. But
what was used definitely did add to the story. It didn't detract from it. Nothing like that. It just added to it.
Yeah. It definitely enhanced the story.
Yes.
Which was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the one scene that stands out to me with the music is the scene where Richard's watching the old videos of him and Brianna.
Ooh, yes. That's a very good moment.
Yeah, like it wasn't too loud to like you could still hear everything that was going on in the background. It was just playing this music over, and it works so well.
It really does.
And honestly, you could, like we've said before, we could change music to just audio in general.
Yeah.
Because the silences were just as powerful as the music.
Absolutely.
So, I'm not quite at a perfect 10.
But are you damn close?
I'm like an 8 leaning really towards a 9. I could easily be talked up if you want to talk it.
I don't really know what else to... I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing that I don't know what else to say. I just don't know what else to add to what you've already said, because you've seriously summed up the music in this movie perfectly. So, I mean, I'm fine.
So where are you at?
I'm honest... Yeah, I'm about an 8. Same as you.
About an 8?
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll go with an 8. Then, like I said, with costumes, we're not going to grade costumes. So, anyway, so moving on to our personal grade.
Do you want to go first this time, Caleb?
I freaking love this movie. I don't know why I sound so just exact. Like, I was expecting... I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. I don't care for documentaries.
Really?
I can watch them.
Yeah.
I can learn stuff from them. I just don't particularly enjoy them.
Okay. All right.
Like, it's the reason I watch documentaries is to learn something, to hear a story.
Yeah.
And it's not anything that just enthralls me where I'm just like, oh, I need to watch another documentary. I see a documentary I want to watch, I watch it. Simple as that. And it's just to learn.
Yeah.
This, on the other hand, is one that I did thoroughly enjoy. So, like I said, this being a documentary that I enjoyed. So this is a genre of film that I typically dislike, but I enjoyed. Easily, this is now one of my favorite documentaries.
Same. Absolutely same.
Honestly, I'm like a 96.
Okay.
I'm at a very solid 96.
All right. Not bad. I'm close to you. I'm at a 95. Yeah, I like documentaries. I'm kind of the same thing with you. They're not my favorite, but you know, if there's like a documentary that I've heard of, I'm going to not like go out of my way to try to find it, but I will try to find it as soon as possible. I guess that kind of is going out of your way. That kind of contradicted what I just said. Anyway, but yeah, this is definitely one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. I haven't seen a lot of documentaries, like, unfortunately. Like, this ranks up there for me, at least, with, like, Bully, because that's one of my favorite documentaries.
That's a really good one, too.
Right?
The thing that kills that one for me is the narration.
That's fair. I can get behind that. Yeah, such a captivating story about this man's life and just how he went from rock bottom to finally realizing I don't want to live my life like that anymore. This is how I want to live my life. So kudos to everyone that worked on this movie. Roy, the director, Richard, the man behind the story. Yeah, it was a fantastic documentary. So yeah, I'm at a 95.
Alright, so just meet in the middle, give it a 95.5.
Perfect.
And that brings our final score for this movie to an A-.
Nice. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. So it is sitting at a 92.5 8.21%.
All right.
So that puts it on the same level as Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I can't argue that.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, yeah.
Infinity War.
Woo!
Not Last Jedi. Coco.
I was like, better not be.
Yeah, like when I scrolled to the left, I freaking jacked it up.
Whoops.
Yeah. Put it on the same level as Little Women.
Yes.
1917.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
All right.
And movies like that.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, so freaking amazing job from everyone involved in this film. Like, can't say enough good stuff about it. It's so good.
So good.
Yeah, so you can go on. I'll post links to it, but I revamped the our ranking spreadsheet, so you can go on now and look at the reference for everyone page, and it will show you the movie. It will also give you the percentage for the movie as well as the final grade for the movie. So you can go through and kind of see everything that you want to see with that. So be sure to go check that out. You can also see our individual scores for everything on our movie grades page. I revamped the video game grades page. Rapid Fire is just more for reference for us, same as the debate page, and then my reference page is also different. It's all just stuff for us. So yeah. So thank you, Roy, for sending us this movie to break down. We absolutely enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah. So good. So good.
So good. Definitely going to be recommending it to some friends.
Oh, absolutely. Recommending this to all my coworkers.
Yeah. So, with that concludes this week's breakdown. If you like this episode, want to check out more of our stuff, you can follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all the above. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube, as well as some bonus videos we make. You can hit us up on social media. We are on Facebook.com/TheAllBros, Twitter and Instagram. Our handle is @TheAllBros. Send us a DM with an episode idea. If you want to send us a movie to watch, do that. You can answer our question of the weeks on that. You can, if you want to join us, feel free to invite yourself. We would love to have anyone on.
Yes, we would.
Our only requirement, really, is if we're doing a breakdown, just watch whatever movie we're talking about. But yeah, you can also go on our website, which is tinyurl.com/theallbros. It'll have links to all of our episodes, have links to our YouTube channel. It'll have links to everything you can possibly find, including our merch store, which is going to be on TeePublic. So teepublic.com/user/theallbros. Go pick yourself up a shirt or some sort of merch.
Yeah. And a face mask.
Yeah. And send us a picture of it, because we would love to see anything that you guys get.
Yes, we would.
So, yeah. Next week, we will be breaking down the movie Ready or Not. So that one should be interesting.
Yes, it really should. Stoked for that.
Yeah, so look forward to that next week. And until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long. COVID's hitting Herbert. Just kidding.
Herbert's dead.